let's talk about that. Talk about your style, like where it derives from. And like, I know we hit on it with the 90s and the East Coast flavors and shit, but where does it come from?
I don't think it was ever really like a specifically trying to sound like East Coast or like me being like overly influenced by the East Coast. I just think like, all right, so it's like if hip hop came out like 50, it's the 50th
50th
anniversary
anniversary,
of hip
yep.
hop right now, right? So if hip hop came out in what like 78, I think, and like the real like East Coast MCs, I think that like a lot of people compare me to like Nas and Raekwon and Ghostface and Big L and cats like that. They were all around like 92, 93, 94. So if you think about it, like when did NWA come out? Like 89?
89, didn't blow up big till like 92, 91.
Right.
Yeah.
Nas came out in 94. That's like a drastic gap in sound
Yep.
in just those couple years, right?
Yeah.
But it's also, if you look at around that same time, like Souls of Mischief came out in like 93. Like the Alcoholics came out in like 93. The Far Side came out in like 92, 93, around that time. So it's like, if you listen to those West Coast lyric driven hip hop albums at that time, they don't sound super different than what was going on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until Dre and them came with the Chronic and really came with what was considered like West Coast gangster rap, you know what I'm saying? That they automatically categorize all music from the West Coast is this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
That's
it's
true.
like, so I wouldn't say that my style is like, to sum that up, I wouldn't say my style is like specifically like East Coast driven. It's just I've always gravitated towards like the more lyrical type hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I was always super impressed by like wordplay and like flows and stuff like that, as opposed to just like the song being catchy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like at least like when I first really, really started to get into rap, like around like 12, 13, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like I would listen to stuff on the radio, but then it's like when I could get my hands on like my brother's music and steal his stuff and burn it and or whatever, like then I started listening to like Wu-Tang and like getting into like Mobb Deep and like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, yeah.
So all that stuff was just, it was just more appealing because it's like, yo, all the stuff I heard on the radio was burnt out. You hearing the same 50 to 100 songs every day versus
Yeah, same
like,
cadence, same bounce, yeah.
And that's even like back in the 90s, there was a lot of stuff that was starting to like sound the same or whatever. But like at least back in the day, I feel like it was, you were criticized if you sounded like somebody else. Like if you came out sounding like somebody else, you might get a little play, but like they weren't jacking that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The shits weren't, they weren't in rotation like that.
Yeah.